Hey there! Start back one more time for one last hoorah against Morturrim. I finally got my Karten to EX plus 2 with those last 10 login shards that we got today, so wanted to head in there and do the best that I could. Before I get into the team discussion, if you didn't see my last video, I just want to reiterate that I put together this sort of comprehensive guide on the Brave Exvius forums, just compiling everything that I've gathered thus far on this boss. I tried to put it all in one place, including all my strategies, things that I pulled from the wiki, just trying to get everything together in one sort of synthesis. Included a lot of different videos from other content creators on there as well, just trying to show a lot of different strategies. So please, I've included the link in the comments below. Check it out if you want more information. Alright, so now let's get to the good stuff. This is my final push in Clash of Wills. I'm not doing any more runs on this one. I am done. This is the best team I have, best units, best gear that I have available. We're taking Igni, Karten, Skye, Kresnik, Lara, and of course Lightning for that gun imperil. Until I get Louise, I still haven't pulled one. Lightning will always be on my team. Igni, nothing really shaking in the normal form, just needs 100% evasion because there will be a few turns where we don't have the 50% accuracy reduction. We're actually going to be playing against Morturrim's AI a little bit here, sort of timing our limit bursts rather than just doing them whenever we feel like it. In the Brave Shift form, I don't have a dagger imperil this time because I got rid of Ling, so we're just doing rods to max out his mag as much as possible. I don't have too many killers really to go around for Igni, so he's a little bit short on killers. Unfortunately, he's only got about 50% stone and 200% reaper, but that evens out to 125% total killers since it's a dual race. Karten, he'll be a little bit interesting. I'm making him my provoke unit in the normal form, dual wielding Zidane STMRs. Also have reflect ring on him. If you would like a strategy without the reflect ring, you can see my previous guide. I'll put a card on it, and that in that one I used Seaguard as my provoke unit and didn't need reflect ring. He does need some elemental resists here. You can see I'm pretty close to 200% on fire and dark, so that's pretty important. In his Brave Shift form, just full-on attack and damage, dual fists, just as much as I can stack in there. I think I've got him maxed out on killers here as well at 300% to both stone and reaper killer. He hits reaper killer almost innately, it's ridiculous, and so then I could just pile in the stone killer pretty easy enough on that one. Skye here, don't worry about the normal form. She just needs a TMR, STMR, and 100% evasion, again for those turns where we don't have the accuracy reduction up. That's pretty much all she needs in her normal form. I'm not worried about anything else. In her Brave Shift form, Black Sparky build as usual. That's the highest damage build you can get for Skye, especially if you have the gun imperil. That is until they finally increase the variance on spears, but that probably won't be anytime soon. Diverti's card for the limit burst damage. She's got 275% stone, 300% reaper killer, and 280% limit burst damage. Kresnik, pretty much the same build for my last one, but I'll go over it again. Arrhenius Ring for the quad casting Dartka with Igni, Aurora Scarf so he can quad, so that his normal attack hits 4 times to fill Skye's limit burst gauge on one particular turn. There's the Dartka, he gets that from Anima Esper. Other than that, I've given him as much counter proccing gear as possible. He does need the counter materia. That's 3-star Sabin's STMR, just his TMR. It's a 3-star unit, so it's TMR. So really easy to acquire there. And then in Brave Shift form, full evasion in this form is important to make sure he doesn't take any hits. Again, the counter materias, and that's pretty much it. With Lara, I gave her just a bunch of I've got a bunch of random stuff on here. Really, the important thing is just 100% evasion on this this form. She's got a few things to increase morale, but that's it. Brave Shift form, full-on damage. She's got her STMR, 2 photon cores, indestructible light for the 6x cap, and then as much killers as I can stack in there. All right, I think she's running at 250 stone and 275 Reaper. Limit burst damage is negligible. You don't need to worry about that here. She won't be using her limit burst at all. Lightning. So in her normal form, I gave her just a bunch of stuff to help increase morale early on. Saintly Castle is for the permanent general mitigation. Wisdom of Hest for the permanent physical and magical mitigation. This is going to be really important because she is going to be singing, and so you'll notice in her Brave Shift form I've given her as much HP, defense, and spirit as possible, as well as some fire, dark, and earth resist. This is really important because when she's singing she cannot evade, so she is going to take some hits. It's not too bad with 50% accuracy reduction. You'll notice it's still sort of a coin toss each time, but she will end up taking some hits, so she needs to be very bulky in order to survive while she's singing with Zidane's STMR. This is to get that 300% limit burst damage for Skye at the end. So this is it. Don't get scared now. So there you go. Very different strategy from the ones I used in the previous video, but you know, that was me just sort of tweaking and squeezing every last bit of damage out of the units that I have. And I'm pretty happy with that score. So, you know, like I said, I'm done. Here's the damage layout. Karten did pretty well. I'd say most of that 1 billion damage was just from the burst turn right there. Skye and Lara routinely do about 2 billion on the burst, is from what I'm able to sort of deduce from that. You know, Karten, obviously if I had him at EX plus 3, he'd do a lot better. Increasing his base attack is where you really get that 500% extra buff from his berserk on his feral frenzy. You need a high base attack in order to really get that going. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, this is a good enough score for me. I'm just hoping I maybe stay in the top 500. I just barely squeaked by last Cal against Kairos. I was at rank 498 when the last one ended. So fingers crossed that I stay in the top 500. I'd like to get that the 1,000 Xeno shards, but even if I don't, I think I'll still, by the time the next Cal comes around, I think I'll be able to get the Magister's Regalia, which is what I really want for that, just another piece that increases the chain cap. So thanks again, guys, for all your support. I hope this helped you out. I hope you had fun with this event. I certainly had a lot of fun. The next video that I post will be Esther related, so do keep your eyes open for that, and I will see you on the other side.